Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, and more specifically, in today's video, I want to explain why I hope and pray for a massive Bitcoin crash far below previous lows of $6,000, $5,000, $4,000, and a potential future low of $3,000. I hope and pray that Bitcoin goes very, very, very low and crashes very, very, very far. And in today's video, I'm going to be explaining why you should think that also, because if you guys have been watching the market over the last month or so, you will know that Bitcoin has lost about half of its valuation. A month ago today, Bitcoin was trading up here around $6,400 to $6,600, and today we're trading at half of that. A very, very big reduction in price action for Bitcoin, which I would argue is actually a very good thing for Bitcoin and a very good thing for our investment portfolio. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining why I wish Bitcoin would crash further and why I think you do also. If by the end of this video you don't agree with me, tell me in the comments section down below why, and we'll get a discussion going on down there. If you're new here, definitely consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button. Also smash that notification bell so you'll be updated when new videos come out. But without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Bitcoin is currently trading around $3,360, a little bit below that, but I do want to go ahead and do a little bit of technical analysis here at the beginning of the video to get us into our topic. So the first thing I want to talk about is why I believe that $3,000 is probably a temporary, if not a semi-permanent bottom for Bitcoin, and potentially even a very permanent bottom for Bitcoin. As you guys can see, we're trading just a little above $3,300 right now, and I'm going to quickly run over several of the different reasons why I see $3,000 as being a potential long-term bottom. Now, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you will already know this, so you can skip forward a minute or so, but I do want to go ahead and lay this out because it is very important to our point here. $3,000 is a very strong level of support for many different reasons, one of which being that it was a previous all-time high and a very significant one at that. $3,000 back in June of 2017 was a very, very significant all-time high for Bitcoin. That's one reason why that would look like a very good level of support, but that's not the only reason. Another thing that we want to look at is retracement from all-time high, from Bitcoin's all-time high of $20,000. That would be about an 85% retracement, which is the exact same level of retracement that we saw in the 2013, 14, 15 bear market back over here when Bitcoin pulled back from around $1,200 all the way down to around $160. That was about an 85% retracement also. Also, if we come out here to the weekly chart and we turn on our simple moving averages, then we see that the 200 weekly simple moving average is lining up right around $3,200. So I can go on for the rest of this video showing you guys why $3,000 and the region around it looks like a strong level of support, but I think that's a little redundant. My point here is not that $3,000 is the bottom. My point here is I hope it goes lower than $3,000. So I want to make my position very clear here at the outset. It looks to me like $3,000 is going to be a semi-permanent bottom, if not a permanent bottom, but I hope it goes lower. So let's go ahead and get onto the onto CoinMarketCap and do our crypto market recap, and I'll start explaining my position here. Bitcoin is trading around $3,400 across all exchanges. It's down by about 0.5% today with $6 billion in trading volume, and this is where our first point comes up, because what we see here today is that we see that there are a lot of green cryptocurrencies for a change. We see 5 double-digit gainers. Factom, Revin, Eternity, Metaverse ETP, and Dentacoin are all double-digit gainers today for the cryptocurrency market, rather. And if we scroll down here, we see about half of the market is red, but the majority of the market is green. A small majority, but definitely a majority. So what does that mean? Well, that highlights something in the way that you have to make money in cryptocurrency markets, because how do you make money in any market? How do you make money trading anything? I mean, it doesn't even have to be Bitcoin. You could be trading apples to Granny down the street. Whoever you're trading with, I don't care who you're trading with, to trade, you have to do one of two things. You have to either buy at a low price and sell at a high price, or borrow something that someone bought at a high price, sell it at that price, rebuy it back in at lower, and then give them back the original product. That's called shorting, but let's focus on the first way that you can make money trading, and that is buying at a low price. So which of these cryptocurrencies on this list would you like to buy right now? Now, I'm going to use extremes here to make a point, but I'm obviously not saying that you should do these extremes, but I want to use these to make my point very clear. Which cryptocurrency would you be more inclined to buy today? At the second I'm recording this video, if you could go back in time to when I'm recording this video, would you rather buy Dentacoin, which is up 37% over the last 24 hours, or would you rather buy Bytom over the last 24 hours, which is down by 6%? Now, I'm not giving you any more information about either of these cryptocurrencies, why one is up, why one is down, their volume, what they've done over the last 24 hours, before the last 24 hours, what the project looks like, their utility value, anything. Only take into consideration how high Dentacoin is today, and how low Bytem is today. Take into consideration only that one data point. Which one would you rather buy? Well, I would rather buy Bytem because Bytem is at a lower price, and since it's at a lower price than DentaCoin, and I am only using that one data point that I just mentioned, since Bytem is at a lower valuation per over the last 24 hours than DentaCoin is, I would be more inclined to buy Bytem because it's lower. And that is the point I want to make here, is that with markets, when you're looking at very long-term time frames, technical analysis becomes a little less important, and fundamental analysis becomes a little bit more important. And things like how far retraced from all-time high a market is becomes extremely important to your fundamental and technical analysis when you're looking at long-term markets. So let's go ahead and look at that. Let's go ahead and look at how far retraced Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies are from their all-time high, because you can go into this website called athcoinindex.com, which I highly recommend you guys check out, and it will do a simple calculation for you and tell you what the retracement from all-time high is for all of the cryptocurrencies. Let's go ahead and go down this list here. Bitcoin is down 83% from all-time high. XRP, Ripple, is down by 91% from all-time high. Ethereum is down 94% from all-time high. Lumens is down 87% from all-time high. Tether, a stable coin, is even down 25% from all-time high. Bitcoin SV, I'm going to skip. EOS is down 92% from all-time high. Bitcoin Cash is down 97% from all-time high. I can sort by change, and we can see that VeChain is down 99.95% over the last since all-time high. Excuse me, I'm too into the crypto market recap thing right now. Bitcoin down 99.6%. Bitcoin Diamond 99.5%. Icon, which I think is a very good project, is down 98.5%. I didn't expect it to be down that much, actually. My point here is many of these cryptocurrencies are very, 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 very far retraced from all-time high. Now, let's also factor that into the consideration that we need to keep in mind that many of these cryptocurrencies never deserved anywhere near their all-time high. But at the same time, considering how far many of these cryptocurrencies that do have utility value and do have some kind of actual value that they can, some kind of actual use case that can be applied to real-world problems, since many of these cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, do have real value, if not now, in the future, the fact that they're retraced this far from all-time high and they're this far retraced from all-time high and that they're this low leads me to believe that they're at least a better investment now than they were when they were at all-time high, right? Because if you invested many of these in all-time high, you would have dust left. You wouldn't have anything left. My point here is that when a cryptocurrency or when any market is going down, then that is generally adding points to the favor of the argument that you should be buying. Let me say that again, because that's important. I don't want to be misconstrued here. Whenever a market is going down, whenever a market is crashing, with only that data point, we're only taking into consideration the one data point of the direction the market is moving. Whenever the market is moving down, then that typically means that it is a slightly better buy because it's at a lower price and because there's more room for it to grow into the future. I think that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, tell me in the comment section down below. I don't want people going down in the comments and saying, well, Jeb said when a market is crashing, then you should buy Bitcoin or you should buy something from the cryptocurrency market because it's crashing, and then you catch a falling knife and then you get cut. That's not what I said. What I'm saying is that when a market is going down, typically that lends a little bit more credence to the argument that you should be buying. Because if we look at Bitcoin right here, would you rather have been buying right up here, or would you rather be buying right down there? I know where I would rather be buying, and I know where I would rather be shorting. So that leads me into my point. Why do I want the Bitcoin market to crash? Well, I think you guys can predict what I'm going to say by now because it's pretty obvious. I want the Bitcoin market to crash and crash and crash and crash and crash because I can buy Bitcoin cheaper. It's really very simple, guys. If Bitcoin were to go down to $1,000, that would not scare me in the slightest. It would not upset me. I would not be afraid. I would not get FUD. I would not be worried. I would be very, very happy for Bitcoin to go down to $1,000 because if Bitcoin goes down to $1,000, I can get 3 Bitcoin for the price of 1 right now. And it's kind of convenient that we're seeing Bitcoin run into these massive discounts moving on into Christmas. We can perhaps buy a bunch of Bitcoin for ourselves for a Christmas present, or buy some Bitcoin for some people that we want to induct into the cryptocurrency space. I want the crypto market to go down and down and down and down and down. One, because it means that we can get these cryptocurrencies, which I do believe have strong value and that will do well moving on into the next bull run at a lower price, but also because with the markets crashing and crashing and crashing, it's flushing out the energy of the bears, because the bears only have so much energy. They can only crash the market so much before they run out of cryptocurrency to sell. And when the bulls start getting a little bit more excited and a little bit more exuberant, when Bitcoin has crashed 50% like this, the bears are starting to run out of steam, and every single dollar that Bitcoin goes down, the bulls are getting a little stronger and the bears are getting a little weaker, so it makes it more likely that we're going to see some kind of bounce and be able to start cashing in on some of these Bitcoin that we've just recently bought. One more thing I want to talk about. And that's the long-term perspective, guys. You guys know I love my perspective here on the channel. I love talking about the long-term technical analysis. I love talking about why I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin in the long term and why I think this space is going nowhere. Bitcoin could go down to $10 and I would still be buying Bitcoin. I would still be bullish on the space because Bitcoin does have value, at least it does in my opinion. Of course, there are people that will argue that all day, but I will argue that it does have value because it's basically a currency. Right now, it trades more like a commodity, but it's more or less a currency and it will be adopted moving on into the future. Whether or not Bitcoin or another altcoin will be mass adopted is a different story, but Bitcoin alone will be adopted, perhaps not mass adopted. That might be the job of a different altcoin. But my point is here, I like to look at the long-term perspective for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in whatever market I'm working in. And what is the long-term perspective for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and the market that we're working in? It's very, very, very bullish. Let me explain why, and this is going to be how we wrap the video up. Let me explain why I'm so very bullish on Bitcoin in the long term, and that will really put into perspective why I want Bitcoin to crash even more right now. Bitcoin and the total cryptocurrency markets are worth about $108 billion right now. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets have continued to grow. Their development has continued to improve. The regulation has continued to become more clear. More and more people are aware of Bitcoin. If not adopting Bitcoin, more and more people are aware of Bitcoin. A lot more people are aware of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is still being used for what it is meant to be used for. And overall, the space on a fundamental, if not a technical, but on a fundamental level, is still growing and is still improving. Let's go ahead and click this button right here, market cap. We're at $107, $108 billion total market cap right now. If we go to year to date, then what we're going to see is that the all-time high for this market cap level right here for all of the markets is around $830 billion. So what this essentially says is that Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets have been growing. Their fundamental value has been going up, but the technical value, the nominal value, the dollar value, if you will, has been cut in half by 7/8. Bitcoin and total cryptocurrency market capitalization is down $700 billion. It's around 15% of what it was 1 year ago today, while the market has continued to grow. So my point here is, what are the forces that brought about this major bull run that brought Bitcoin and total cryptocurrency market valuation all the way up to $830 billion? They were mainly hype that was built on the back of a bull market, and that bull market was built on the back of the fundamentals, which had continued to improve through the previous bear market. So let's go ahead and look at that. Let's look at right over here. Let's zoom in a little bit. We can actually start seeing some of this. We saw that market capitalization ran up to around $15, $16 billion at the height of the 2013 bull market. And then through the bear market, the market capitalization went down, but the fundamentals continued to improve. And when the technicals actually kicked off a bull market, I'll link a video on the top right if I'm still here about why the technicals kicked off a bull market back over here in 2015. Then the technicals were able to start a bull market. The fundamentals were looking very good. And as that bull market started kicking off, we started gaining more and more people in the space. More and more people started investing. And eventually that bull market culminated in $20,000 because the technicals had continued to improve through the previous bear market. And that's the exact same thing that we're seeing happen here. We're seeing the technicals are going down. The price action is going down. The adoption is going down. Many of these things are going down, but the fundamentals are still going up, guys. The dollar value might be going down and down and down and down and down. But everything that kicked off the last bull market and sustained the last bull market, all of those forces are still here, and they're going to come back in a big way when the next bull market starts. So why do I want Bitcoin to crash? I want Bitcoin to crash because I know that if Bitcoin were to repeat history, and I see absolutely no reason why it wouldn't, then another bull market is going to come. And because the fundamentals have continued to improve, the regulations have continued to become more clear, everything has continued to improve on the fundamental side. In general, the next bull market is going to be absolutely enormous. So why do I want Bitcoin to crash? I want Bitcoin to crash because it means I can buy more Bitcoin on the cheap and I have longer to accumulate. That's pretty much it, guys. Call me selfish if you want, but I think Bitcoin is going to go to the moon just about no matter what I wish for. I, in my opinion anyway, hope that Bitcoin crashes so I can grab as much of it as I can before the next bull market kicks off and we never see price action like $3,404.05 ever again. Because it's going to be like it's going to be like some distant memory when Bitcoin is up here around $20,000. When the next bull market comes, guys, Bitcoin is going to run and run and run and run. And right around the time it gets to $20,000, it might stop, might hit some resistance, trade sideways for a few months, and then it's going to go up and it's going to break it, and we'll be heading towards 6 figures per Bitcoin. I do genuinely believe that's going to happen. I believe it with every bone in my body. And I think if you guys are still here in the cryptocurrency space after this year-long bear market, I think you agree with me. But if you do disagree with me, tell me in the comment section down below why you disagree with me. Would you like Bitcoin to go ahead and and bounce? You think you've already got as much Bitcoin as you want? You don't want Bitcoin to go lower? Are you worried about Bitcoin going to zero? Are you worried about Bitcoin dying? Do you think the cryptocurrency space is dead? I still see people around that are concerned about those kind of things. So tell me in the comments section down below what your thoughts are on all of that and on what I talked about in this video. If you guys are interested in joining the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, I do highly recommend it. You can check the link in the description down below. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis, that is the best place to go and do it, in my opinion. I made that course and I'm very, 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 very happy with it. Check the link in the description to see what we have to offer. That is basically going to do it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy the video, definitely consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button. Smash that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever a new video goes out, but that is actually going to do it for this video, guys. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.